Good morning to all the pupils, staff and parents at Shiplake College. It's Monday the 22nd of February and I hope that you had a lovely, relaxing half-term break. I hope that by the end of today that our Prime Minister will have given us the news that we have all been looking forward to, which is a firm date for the return of pupils back to school. I expect that there will be quite a few things that we'll have to put in place for that to happen, but the real positive is that the worst is undoubtedly behind us. All the signs and statistics are looking good, and it's only a matter of time before we can enjoy the surroundings of Shiplake together as a school community. So on that note, Rev, can you get this half-term started, please?
Good. Thank you very much, Mr. Howe. Good morning, everyone. Before I start, a heartfelt thanks to all those who contributed to the Kikanduku appeal. We have raised £4,057. It's absolutely wonderful and covers all 8 of our sponsorships through the Houses for Children in Kenya. So a prayer. Heavenly Father, we pray for this coming half term in a spirit of hope that we may return to on-site learning for all as soon as possible. Sustain us with enthusiasm and loving kindness until then. Bless us in our teaching and learning and help us to achieve our very best. Amen. Thank you, Mr. Howe.
Thank you very much, Rev. Now, I finished off last half-term describing the Shiplake pupils and teachers as heroes. There were important messages in that final assembly, and just in case you weren't listening or you missed it, I thought that I would share a short summary with you. So if you just wait, I will hopefully be able to, you have to listen carefully for this.
Good morning, pupils and staff from Shiplake College, and welcome to your final week of lessons before half term. Now, normally I would hand over to the red hair for a daily bit of spiritual guidance and the update on the Kenya fundraiser, but sadly he is unavailable. However, I am pleased to say that we're up to £1,800 on that fundraiser. This week is a very important week for our Year 13s. On Friday, they have their parents' conferences where they'll be having a short meeting with all of their teachers to discuss their performance throughout the year, and in particular, their most recent progress reviews. Speaking of which, I would normally pass the spotlight over to Mr. Jones here, but I've told him he is not preparing any more assemblies until he appears clean shaven. So swiftly moving on to the sports news now. As per usual, they'll always happen in Ryan, because that's all they do. Our netball and hockey teams have been doing an awful lot of running, as there is nothing better to do given the current situation. And our footballers and rugby players have most likely been doing something productive, although I have no idea what that would be. So all in all, since there is very little to report this week, I'm going to finish here. I hope you have a very restful half term, recover, and you get ready for your next half term full of learning. Thank you.
So thank you to Sam Podmore for that final end of term or end of half term message last half term, and as he says, get ready for a good half term of learning. There's a little bit too much Scottish, I think, in there, but at the same time, it was a very, very good effort, Sam, and thank you to him. He's obviously been listening to each assembly address. Now, while we're looking forward to a physical return to school in the next few weeks, there are lots of things going on which will give us a unique opportunity to make the most of certainly the next fortnight. First of all, this evening at 7 p.m, I'm going to be in conversation, and you will be sent this link again by Mrs. Green. I'm going to be in conversation with England's most capped hockey player, Kate Richardson-Walsh, OBE, and she's probably most famous for captaining Team GB to Olympic gold in the Rio Olympics in 2016. Her story and the story behind that journey to the gold medal is remarkable, including Kate playing with a fractured jaw and then having an operation, having a metal plate and a contraption to hold her jaw in place to allow her to continue playing. You can hear all about that and a lot more this evening at 7 p.m. And then this day week, we have a very special guest who will be revealed at the end of this evening's conversation. So if you can, it'd be great if you can tune in. There'll definitely be things to listen to and to take away from that. Now, as I say, the end of last half term, I referred to everyone as heroes. The resilience that you've shown, the engagement with your lessons, and the positivity that has remained throughout has been remarkable. And that came through in many of your progress reviews from the end of last term. So over to Mr. Jones to give us some academic highlights.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Howe. It's always great to start the half term by recognising pupils' hard work. So I have the pleasure in highlighting those pupils who've made the greatest improvement in their engagement with learning scores. So we'll start with Year 7. And well done to the following pupils. Well done to Sam Baker, to Matthew Ball, to Freddie Fisher, Will Griffith, and Ben Kellett. In Year 8, well done to Rory Campbell, Seb Crean Mills, Oscar Griffin, Ben Savage, and Theo Stalder. In Year 9, well done to Liam Cordell, Louis Creera, Max Fairhurst, Henry Johnson, and Louis Wilson. In Year 10, well done to Ed Davey, Archie Esselmont, Chris Cammy Hawkins, Alex Tang, and Jasper Yates. In Year 11, well done to Taj Angel, Brodie Burnett, Gordon Fitzgerald, Fred Fox, and Victor Lazar. And in Year 12, well done to Vincent Chen, Freddie Fisher, Jack Linsky, Henry Poosty, and Charlie Stewart. And finally, well done to the following Year 13 pupils: Maddie Aurora, Amelia Baker, Alex Coles, Tom Davis, and Poppy Whitfield. And I wish you all the best for the next half term. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jones. Now I'm going to hand over to Year 12 pupil Abi McCarthy to tell us about the role of the language scholar. So over to you, Abi.
Thank you, sir, and good morning, everyone. As you probably know, I'm Abi and I'm a language leader here at Shiplake. And not only can I assume that everybody here is really missing school, but us language leaders, we're really missing helping you with your languages and like helping you teach. For example, I'm really missing my Year 7 class. But over this lockdown, we've come to realize we can still help you guys. So we've made a promo video. So hopefully, if any of you are struggling, you can get in contact with us and we'll be able to help. So hopefully it'll come up now. So as mentioned in the video, we really look forward to working with you and please do not hesitate to get in contact. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abi, and for your and the other language scholars' help. Mr. Bradley is going to give us a bit of an update about our fixture against Oratory in the last week of last half term. Mr. Bradley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Howell. Good morning, boys. Good morning, girls. Good morning, parents and staff. Indeed, good morning, fellow athletes. And it's to those athletes that I would like to extend a congratulations for an incredible effort on the Oratory, the virtual fixture versus the Oratory. On the 8th and 9th of February, if you can remember back to then, it was quite simply freezing cold. Indeed, the Met Office suggested the feel-like temperature was down to about -8 on both of those days. So I really would like to congratulate everyone who got involved in that. We ended up having a draw for the fixture. So the fixture was done on participation rates and also the actual speed of our run. Now on the Shiplake website, you can see that there is a news article here and you can see the individual winners for Shiplake. But the Oratory had a 4% higher turnout than Shiplake did. However, Shiplake were the quickest school with an average time 12 seconds quicker than the Oratory. And to put that into a distance, that's roughly 70 metres, Shiplake finishing about 70 metres prior to the Oratory. So very well done to the 102 Shiplake students who were involved in that. Now, very quickly, just for the next couple of weeks, this is our focus for getting you active at home, the Shiplake Sports and Activity Bingo. This will be shared with you in your games lessons, and I do hope that you will have a full involvement in it, and send us your photos of what you're doing. Mr. Howe, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bradley. I noticed one of the activities is putting 5 marshmallows into your mouth, and I look forward to taking part in that challenge. Now, going to go to Mrs. Farrell. We had a fabulous, I think, competition for everybody to take part in last half term, which was seen at Shiplake. So over to Mrs. Farrell to tell us how that went.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday, first day of a new half term. Last half term was absolutely joyful for me because every single day of every single week, there were beautiful, creative, funny entries coming in from seeing it at Shiplake. And I just want to, first of all, show you some of the wonderful entries that we had and announce the winners, which I'm sure everyone is on the edge of their seat waiting for. So we had entries from every year group pretty much across the school and some staff. So let me just share them with you now. So these are some of our sort of highly commended entries, which, you know, it was such a hard decision for us to choose the winners because there was so much creativity and so much effort put into a lot of them, but we had to narrow it down. But some highly commended, we have James Bizior, Jack Terry and Rufus Goggins, who created his own Jurassic Park poster. Here we have Daniel, Ollie and Toby from year 7, who had some fantastic ones, and Ollie in the middle there, who had taken pictures from around the farm around him and photoshopped it all together to create the Dr. Dolittle one there. Some really creative photography from Daniel and wonderful involvement from Toby's family there, wonderful examples. Really love this one from Felix in year 9, who recreated a scene from Greece with his lovely dog as Sandy. Terminator from Finn and Joe Morgan actually did a couple of Gremlins posters, but I particularly enjoyed this one with the Furby in there as the Gremlin. Lovely work, Joe, well done. And as I said, these are some of our highly commended teachers. So thank you very much to Mr. Brown, Mr. Howe and Mr. Jones for their wonderful Men in Black offering, to Mrs. McGee for Thelma and Louise, and Mr. Milburn, of course, with Aliens in Space, No One Can Hear You staple. Lovely work. We had a wonderful video, which I'm going to show you a quick clip from James in year 9, who was one of 2 students who sent videos through, and this was just a lovely little example with his brother, which will hopefully play for you now.
The difference between me and you is that I make this look good.
Lovely work, gentlemen. And then on to our third, second and first place. So in third place we had Freddie Cultis from year 8, who did Fred 1 and Fred 2. Wonderful photoshopping, wonderful accuracy in relation to the original posters. Absolutely beautiful work there, Freddie. And I know that you and your family had a lot of fun creating these, so fantastic work. In second place we had this really moody one from James Lucking in year 9 of The Exorcist, and I just thought it was a wonderful example of recreating this mood and atmosphere and getting the lighting right, getting the atmosphere right, and just a really, really clever representation, which was fantastic work. And in first place, we have a year 10 student, and it is Noah Scotchbrook. Now, Noah actually and his brother recreated obviously the poster, which are the DVD cover, which is one of his and his brother's, and actually his dad and godfather's favorite movie. And Noah also created a one-man version of one of the scenes within the movie as well. But unfortunately, some technical issues meant that I couldn't show that to you this morning, but I hope to be able to share that with you across the school because it is quite sensational. Noah himself plays 3 different characters, and it was really a tour de force of performance. So really well done to Noah, and really well done to everybody who took part in that. It was absolutely fantastic. And back to you, Mr. Howe.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you to everybody for taking part in that, for your contributions, and also to Mrs. Farrell for putting that idea together and for assembling everything. It requires teachers to come up with these ideas and to deliver them as well. So again, a big thank you to Mrs. Farrell. So I'm going to hand over to joint heads of college, to Trixie May and James Burgess, who are going to say congratulations to the birthdays this week. So over to you, James and Trixie.
Thank you, Mr. Howe. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a restful half term. So as Mr. Howe said, we'll be doing the birthdays today, and we'll start with the birthdays today, which are...
We hope you all have a great day.
Thank you very much, James and Trixie. Just going to finish off with Mr. Brown for a bit of a pastoral update. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Headmaster. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the second half of this term. And there'll be some changes, clearly, at some point in the next couple of weeks. So we're looking forward and planning for those. This week is officially the final week of our focus on mental health and well-being. Not that it's never far from our minds, but we put in the calendar this week that we're going to look at mindfulness. And I'm just going to read you a very short extract from a really good summary of mindfulness from the NHS. It says this: it can be easy to rush through life without stopping to notice much. Paying more attention to the present moment, to be with your own thoughts and feelings and the world around you, can improve your mental well-being. A Professor Mark Williams, who is director of the Oxford Mindfulness Centre, says this: it's easy to stop noticing the world around us. It's also easy to lose touch with the way our bodies are feeling and to end up giving in to our heads, caught up in our own thoughts, without stopping to notice how the thoughts are driving our emotions and behaviour. Another important part of mindfulness is an awareness of our thoughts and feelings as they happen moment to moment. This might sound all rather airy-fairy. It's about stopping and thinking about the world around us, about the people around us, looking out of the window every now and again and looking at the trees, taking your eyes off screens, but certainly just thinking about where you are at that moment when you're walking from one place to the other, just stopping and appreciating what's around you. So as usual, I'll send some material around for tutor meetings, and I hope you engage in that. And I know some of you have already engaged in some of our co-curricular clubs. There is a mindfulness club, and I advertise that for you quite freely. Please get involved in that. You might imagine, of course, that Charlie Mackesy has something to say about mindfulness. And I think this is actually something I've already read out to you, but here we go. This is the mole talking to the boy. The mole says this: I've learnt how to be in the present. How? Asked the boy. I find a quiet spot and shut my eyes and breathe. That's good, said the boy. And then? Then I focus. What do you focus on? Said the boy. Cake, said the mole. So I hope you can all find time in this busy week to be mindful, to take time out just to look after yourselves and to think about what's around you. Final thing, quick question and excellence points available. A couple of excellence points. Anybody who can tell me why Craig, the skeleton, is sporting London Irish kit today? Why would Craig be celebrating by putting on his London Irish kit today? The first pupil email to me to answer that question will receive a couple of excellence points. I hope you all have a really good week. Headmaster.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. An action-packed assembly this morning to kick off our second half of this spring term. Heroes of Shiplake, let's make the most of, hopefully, this last fortnight of online learning. There's every possibility that you will be back at school very, very soon. So have a great Monday and have a great week. Thank you very much.